Hello everyone and welcome to this class today. So today we are going to be looking at what I call setups. Setups. Setup. Before you make money in Forex, you need to know what to look at for. How do you find money in the Forex market? You need to have setup. A setup. Yes, you should have a setup. You should have a setup. So once you have a setup, at least that gives you a clear picture of what you are looking for in the market. You don't just jump around, following price up and down. You should have a system, working system. So setup is a structure. A setup is a structure that allows you to make money from the market. It gives you that picture of either in a ready situation. How do I put it this way? Let me put it away like it gives that picture of readiness to buy, or you are prepared to sell. So I have what I call setup. So we can either say we have a bullish setup, we also have a bearish setup. So I am going to illustrate that with figures, diagrams, to make it very clear to us. So looking at what we have here, you can see that price moves in a wave pattern. Series of up, down, that's price movement. What I have here, I can actually call this an uptrend because price is actually making a wave-like movement, going up, pulling back, going up, pulling back. So with that, I can now go to the next thing. Let me say examples of what bullish setups. So I'm going to illustrate that. Let me clear what I have here, then I'll illustrate that. So right now, we're going to look at what I call bullish setups. So bullish setups are structures as what such structures like we have this. Can I just say this? This is a bullish setup. You can notice that price is making a series of higher highs. What do? You just look for what the previous zones. This is a zone. But the fact that price has broken this zone is going to give you a new zone. You get that? You get what I mean? That's that. Price comes back to this point and it moves what? Up again. Just like that. That's an example of a bullish setup. You can also have something like this. You get that? But the fact that price has broken this previous zone, that is a valid bullish setup. Is that clear? What do? You look for buy setups. Now you have what support? 1, support 2. You can draw your trend line here. If this price falls back to this point, yes, you look for what? Price reaction. Price can react at this point and up it goes. Or price can also fall back to this point, make the third touch. And what happens? Goes up again. So these are bullish setups. Now, next one we'll now go to is what? Bearish setups. So in bearish setups, we are looking at structures as this. If you look at it very well, you notice that price is breaking all the previous lows. Now, where is previous low? This is the previous low right here. If one can see my mouse, that's the previous low. Now, price has broken this what? Previous low. That makes this a valid what? Setup. Because if I now move what? I draw a trend line here. What happens? Price will either fall back to this zone and then reverse down, or it comes back to this zone. That's a bearish setup. You can also have another one as this. If you notice, you can see that price has broken this zone, which happens to be previous zone. And what now happens, can have a trend line down here, meaning that price will return to this point and respect it, fall back again, or it can likewise return to this point and then from there you sell. Simple as that. These are valid setups. Get what I mean? These are valid setups. So whenever you get to the market, look for such structures. Structures are very important. Structures allow you to make money in the market. And once they are simple as this, you're good to go. So that's all we do in the forex market. Now, we also have what I call the reversal patterns. Now, those reversal patterns are mostly found on the foreheads. They're mostly found on the foreheads. An example is something like this. These are not trend, isn't it? Reversal patterns are when you expect price to reverse. You have to draw your trend line this way. Price will not do. Price will virtually break this trend line. Get what I mean? Now, because you've marked out your zone, price breaking this zone means it is now a valid downtrend. Cannot think of what? A sell opportunity. You get what I mean? But if price fails to break this particular zone right here, which I've shaded, this shaded out zone, that means it's no longer valid. So this is a reversal pattern. So first of all, we need to know what we call valid setups. So valid setups are as such as we have this. Okay, let me draw that. Let me draw that. Now, something like this, because we've shown the bullish and bearish setup. Another kind of bearish setup I can show is this. Here we have price breaking this point, this trend line, falls back. You get what I mean? This. And in that case, if you now want to sell, you can think of what? This is now your sell opportunity. Point 1. And then you now have your point 2. You can now sell at point 3. These are now valid bearish setup. Have that in mind. Do not forget it. Now, another valid bullish setup can be seen as what? Let me show this. Let me now show this. One has this. By the time price breaks, this is a reversal pattern, breaks this. What do you have? You have a structure as this. What happens? You are going to buy here. This is point what? 1, point 2, and point 3 is where you buy. And what happens? Price flies up. That's another valid setup. So please make sure you trade following these structural patterns. Do not forget it. It's very, very important. Please. Thank you so much for staying tuned to my channel. I keep dropping topics like this every time. You're all welcome. Thanks so much.